I was going to start with an intro video, but I totally forgot about it, and that's okay. We're going to be talking about a stress-free holiday, so that's not going to stress me out. So, I hope you all are having an amazing afternoon. It's quite blistery, windy here, but that's okay. It's not going to dampen our Christmas joy, because our joy comes from the Lord. So we're going to start we're going to talk about the problem. Well, and I'm going to first off, the reason I have purple on my hand, it's blue coat. We had a wound on an animal, so I had to fix that. So, good afternoon, Lisa. So we're going to talk about stress-free holiday tips and tricks, things that you can do to avoid the stress of the holidays. A lot of it can be, at least in my opinion, in my case, a lot of it can be self-imposed. Straight out self-imposed stress. Doesn't need to be that way. I'm going to talk about the solutions to having a stress-free holiday, and the tips and tricks to help you have a joyful Christmas time. So, today is prep day. It's 1 week before Christmas. We are going to have, I'm going to do a prep day today. We're going to talk about that. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is these tips and tricks that I have learned over the last few years. Well, last several years. Brad and I have been married over 30 years now. And I've learned quite a few different tricks on how to not have a stressful holiday. So one of those things is take a deep breath. The stuff is going to pile up. Stuff does pile up, and it doesn't have to just be during the holidays. It's any time of the year. Don't stress. Take a deep breath. It's going to still be there after the new year if you don't get it done. It's really okay. It's not going to, the earth is not going to crumble. The house is not going to crumble if there's dirty dishes in the sink or if there's dirty laundry that is piling up. It's really okay. What you need to focus on for the Christmas time is the joy of Jesus. So, another thing is enlist help from the family. You guys, if you're going to be having a large family dinner or a large family gathering, enlist help from others. Don't make the meal all by yourself. And if there is someone who is planning on making the meal all by themselves, please try to help them. Just say, hey, I want to help. What can I do? I want to bring something. I want to come over. I want to help prep with you. I want to help cook with you. That kind of thing. That really does help reduce the stress. But if you have younger children at home, delegate those jobs. Say, moms, dads, delegate these jobs to the kids. Just make sure that they are helping, even if it's cleaning up or helping to decorate. Over the last probably 10 years, probably 10 to 15 years, I have done very little to actually decorate the house. The kids have so enjoyed decorating. I just let them do it. They go and get all of the Christmas boxes. They bring everything out. We all go get the tree. They have fought over who gets to put the Christmas lights on. It's different every year. The Christmas houses that we have, the kids get to fight over that every year. Not really fight, but they're like, well, I want to do it this year and I want to do it this year. So they swap it out every year, but they do pretty much 90% of the decorating. I kind of say, okay, these are the things that we want to make sure that are out and some things that need to get put away. But the majority of the decorating, the kids and Brad do. It's so much fun to watch them. They're playing Christmas music all day, and they have a blast doing it. So delegate jobs to others in the house, in the family. If you are making the big meal, like I said a minute ago, if you're making the big meal, ask others to bring stuff, bring desserts, bring side dishes, bring whatever, you know. If you want to just make the main dish and everybody brings sides, heck, make it a potluck. That's even better. That's way more fun. You have the best dishes when you go to a potluck, right? And you'll never have it again, though. But with family, you'll be able to have those recipes. Tell them, make sure you bring several copies of the recipes, though. That's the requirement for getting in the house. So I wanted to just talk about. I'm going to do our prep, our holiday prepping. I've already done a little bit, but we don't have super huge parties for the Christmas. It's just our family, which our family is, we have 9 children. No, we don't. We have 7 children. There's 9 in the family. I'll get it straight one of these days. But we have 7 kids, and they have spouses, and now there's grandchildren. But this year, they're not all able to come home, which is understandable. David is in New York and can't make it back. And Jonathan is in South Korea. He's definitely can't make it back. Claire will be here with her husband, Cody, and it'll just be us. And so it'll be smaller. Actually, it'd probably be about the same amount almost the same amount of people, but that's okay. So just be smaller, and that's really okay. I'm all for that. So we're going to do our holiday planning. I have a new planning sheet that I've made up, and I would be happy to share it with those who would like it. I should make. I noticed that Brad is on with Everyday Outreach. I should make him a moderator. I will do that right now. There we go. There we go. So, there. My husband, Brad, is chatting through Everyday Outreach. So, he is going to be a moderator now. So, anyway, our meal plan, I don't blame her. I made up a new one to where it now includes not just dinners, but breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's just for the week. Here is the planner. It's got big enough squares where you can write several different things in there. You can find so many of these planner things online, but there's a charge for them. It's like, I just might as well make up my own. It's super easy. But if you do want me to send you a copy of this, just email Brad at info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com, and then he will send that to me, and I will send it over to you. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead, and we've got our holiday cookbook right here. Speaking of cookbooks, all of our cookbooks are on sale right now. They are $2 off, and through the end of this month or end of the year, haha. So just use the code BIG23 and you'll get $2 off each of the cookbooks, whatever one you put into your shopping cart. So what I like to do is go through the cookbook. Oh, there's kind of a glare. Okay, there we go. I like to go through the cookbook and put a tab on what I will be making. So, and then I wrote on there so that I would not have to thumb through all of them. I could just say, okay, well, I'm going to make green bean casserole. So where's that one? That one is right here. So there we go. And then there's Chex Mix right there. There we go. So then there's sugar cream pie. That's another one we're going to make this year. And it's right here. So that's what I like to do with these. So yeah, sorry. What you're going to do is you're going to just go through your cookbook, get everything organized, and just, okay, these are the things we're going to make. Make your menu is what I'm trying to say. Is make your menu. What are the things that everybody wants to have at Christmas time? Every kid has their requests, right? At least in our house. So this year, my request is green bean casserole. And Ruth actually scowled at me when she's like, we're going to do that one again. Yes, we're going to do that one again. Mushrooms and all. And if you don't like it, well, you can lump it. Just kidding. You can pick out the mushrooms. I love mushrooms. So we're going to make that. So first things first, Sunday is Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Eve, here I'm going to bring up this one right here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Let me move this over. I've got my handy dandy tea that Brad made for me. And we're going to go ahead and put this here. Hope you guys can see that okay. So dinner on Sunday is going to be Christmas meat and Amish white bread and green bean casserole. If I can read that. Okay, so there's that. Then on Monday, we're going to have our standing rib roast. We call it prime rib. And that recipe is in the in that cookbook. All of the recipes that I'm making are in the Homestead for the Holidays recipe book. This one is all of our favorite holiday recipes. So then we're also going to have, I've got to think of another veggie. I have not, because I don't want to do green bean casserole twice. So I've got to think of a different one to make. I might make green bean casserole for Christmas Day and make something else for Christmas Eve. I'm not exactly sure. A lot of times we basically just have the Christmas meat and bread, but we need to have some kind of vegetable in there. We can't just have that. Maybe we will do a salad or something like that. But then our cookies. Yes, we make cookies. I'm not making nearly as many as I have in the past because the boys will not be here. And they usually, well, David and Jonathan won't be here. And they usually eat a ton of cookies when they're home. So we will be making Chex Mix. Actually, Caleb is currently cooking Chex Mix in the kitchen right now. It's baking and he's sitting in the living room. But we're going to be making, I'm going to go to a different, I'm going to go here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Whoa. And there we go. So pecan crunch cookies is one that is a definite necessity. I don't like the way that moves. And then we will be making frosted pecan cutlets. Okay. We're going to go back over here. And we'll do it here. Yes, I know it does smell good. So we're going to do frosted pecan cutlets and sugar cream pie, which is so delicious. I know it's a strange recipe. It tastes as though it's a custard, but there is no eggs in it at all. It's sugar. It's a high fat item. High sugar item. That's why we don't make this. We only make this probably once or twice a year for holidays, or somebody requests it for their birthday. So it's got sugar and heavy whipping cream and half and cornstarch and vanilla and butter. It's a lot. It's a lot. You have a very small piece because it's very rich. So I will actually cut this in half so we only have one pie as opposed to two, because we don't need leftovers of that. And then the peanut butter cookies is definitely a necessity. Let me turn it this way. No, it's upside down now. Well, sorry. I'm not very good at that. But the peanut butter blossoms, this was a recipe that I worked on for many years because most peanut butter cookies were not peanut buttery enough for me. So I had to make my own peanut butter cookie recipe, and it is fantastic. So I will actually, instead of putting Hershey Kisses on that, I use Reese cups, the mini size ones, or the bells. Actually, the bells are what I like to use because then it just makes this blob on top, and it's so good. It's just a lot of peanut butter, so you only have a couple of those because loads of sugar. And then hot cocoa. Let me open this so you can see this recipe. Everybody in our house absolutely loves this hot cocoa recipe. There it is. Hope you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Is that there? Now it's right side up. I'll get it straight one of these days. We'll figure it out. But the hot cocoa recipe is it's delicious. There's no you know how some of these pre-mixed hot cocoa mixes are just full of stuff that doesn't need to be there. You know, like maltodextrin and, you know, cornstarch and, you know, stuff like that. Doesn't need to have that. So this is just 4 simple ingredients. And actually the 4th ingredient is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You don't even really need that. It doesn't affect the whole packet, the whole kit, or the whole batch, because it's a lot of dry milk and powdered sugar and then cocoa powder. That's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It's not going to really do anything. So we're going to go ahead and let me tell you something else I'm doing to help with stress-free. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so this is not done yet. Actually, I need to go find a another veggie. So we've got our sweet potato casserole we have with Thanksgiving. And then, so we will have, sorry, I gotta find the front. Okay, we will have mashed potatoes with our prime rib. We did glazed carrots with Thanksgiving. The roasted garlic mashed potatoes are ridiculously good. And then, well, we're not going to make cranberry sauce. I'm not making homemade mac and cheese. Not this year. I need to find, ooh, this one looks really good. This might be a win for Christmas Day. There we go. So it's an apple pecan and blue cheese salad, which Brad loves blue cheese. I'm not a fan, but I can always set mine aside. But it's got lots of delicious things in there. That looks like a really good one. We might make that one for Christmas Day, just to have some good healthy greens. Then there's stuffing. We won't do that for Thanksgiving. That's all of the veggies in here, or the side dishes, I should say. I might switch green bean casserole over to Christmas Day and then make something else for Christmas Eve. But again, there's no stress. I might even open just a can of green beans or something, or steam some carrots, something like that. But then we're going to go ahead and what I like to do for a stress-free holiday is plan out the week. I plan out the week. Here's my planner, folks. This is for the week before Christmas. I've got my days listed here. I've got different things that I need to get done on each day. I was planning on making the frosted pecan couplets today, but that kind of wrench got thrown into that. It just didn't work out. But these are the things that I have to do for the week. These are, this is the prep video that I plan on doing on Friday. And then these are all of the recipes that I need to make this week. But I am going to enlist help because I have children who like to bake now. So, yeah, that's the planner for the week. And I do this, I have this for every day. Here, let me turn it back this way. So this is, and it says today, but I'm actually, I don't plan by the hour. I'm not that structured, so I plan by the week for each page here. So what I'll do is the top priorities are videos that I need to get done for the week, stuff I need to buy or to bake, or school planning or something like that. But then each day there's a like if there's an appointment or who knows, whatever. It just stuff that comes up that I need to get, that I need to make sure that I get done that day. Like if Grace has an appointment, or Hope's got writing lessons, or I have an appointment, or Brad has an appointment, or whatever, or, you know, Brad and I are having a planning session or something like that. So that's that. And this is just a happy planner. You don't have, this is just a teacher's happy planner. This is what I use for homeschool planning. I can go and show you. This is what it looks like. This is all Caleb's stuff. This is all Ruth's stuff. And I do it in pencil because, you know, days happen where it's not, it didn't work out. So we have to just skip the day, and so I just move it forward. So that's that. It's just a happy planner. This is all of our classes. You can see here for the next few years. Planning session. Yeah, exactly. Planning session schedule. Oh, thank you, Caleb. Look, Caleb made Chex Mix. I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay. Had to remember which one I needed to close off, but Caleb made Chex Mix. Just came out of the oven. Super delicious. And we don't eat a lot of this because it's super buttery. Actually, excuse me. This is the second batch that we've made so far because the first batch, 3/4 of it went to Jonathan. So he needed to have some Christmas joy come to his house. That package should be there anytime. Yes, I get you, Dad. Stop distracting me. All right, let's see. Do you guys have any questions? Let's see. What are you guys making for Christmas? Oh, wow. Lisa, when I got cancer, my daughter took over the dinners for the first 3 or 4 years. It was traditional. Now this year she's getting chicken from a chicken place, only cooking mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Nice. That's awesome. No desserts. They don't get eaten anymore. I am learning the way they see dinner and the way I do 2 different things. Yeah, I totally get that. We're doing charcuterie Christmas Eve and brunch Christmas Day. Nice. Just us kids and 12 grandkids. Nice. That's a big family. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's okay. Funny. Yeah, I think it's close to, I don't know how that's spelled, but yep, I will be making our Christmas meat. I actually will prep that on Friday. I will probably do a live prepping video for all of those recipes. And yeah, so let me think. What was it that we were going to do? Let's see. Wrong page. All right. So the Christmas prep video, I'm going to make Christmas meat. I will make the sugar cream pie and the green bean casserole. I'm going to make the sugar cream pie ahead of time because I like that to be cold when we eat it. It's good warm too, but just to make the day less stressful, we're going to prep several things in advance. I will make, okay, I'll explain what Christmas meat is here in a second. I like to make a few things ahead of time. That way then there's not a lot of rushing around on Christmas Day getting the meal ready. I like things to be relaxed. This last Thanksgiving was fantastic. You guys saw that Thanksgiving prep video I did. I prepped a lot of stuff the day before, or whenever it was, 2 days before, day before, I can't remember. And then Thanksgiving Day was super low-key, very stress-less. And, excuse me, the tea is making me burp. So let me explain what Christmas meat is. Christmas meat is a pork loin. Originally, it was a pork loin and veal. We have decided for many years that we didn't want to eat veal because veal is... it's a calf that has only ever been fed milk. It's never been fed grain. And I couldn't do it because we've had baby calves and it's just, they're so cute. I just couldn't do it. So, it's a pork loin and then you roast that pork loin, salt and pepper and an onion, roast it for about an hour and a half. And then, to where it's not quite done, but almost done. And then you take it out, you take it out of the pan, and I just use one of those big oval, the black, enamel coated pans that have the white speckles, you know, that everybody's had for 50, 60, 80 years in their house, and they're a staple in the house. I don't think they're that old, but so you take that out and then you slice it thin and cut it into bite-sized pieces. And then before putting it back in the pan, you're going to make a gravy. Then to that gravy in a spice bag. So I just used some cheesecloth. I lay it down and I put in some peppercorns, some clove, and bay leaves. And then tie that spice bag up. We put the pork back into the gravy, put the spice bag in there, give it a good stir. And then that goes in the oven for 4, 5, 6 hours. And then it just, the flavor from the clove and the bay leaf and the peppercorns just gets in throughout that gravy, and it is just absolutely delicious. It has got such a unique flavor because of the clove. And there's it's whole clove and whole peppercorn. So it's not it's not a loose spice. It's a whole clove, but that flavor from the clove and the peppercorn and the bay leaf just changes that gravy into just this amazing, amazing flavor. So yes, a roasting pan, that's what it is, duh. So that's what we will do Christmas Eve. And then what you do is you make some fresh bread and you cube up or tear up the bread slices into pieces, and you pour that gravy over the top of the bread, and that's Christmas meat. It's such a comfort food, honestly. It's so good. And that flavor of the clove is really intense. Tammy says, I make my dishes up ahead of time, but I just don't cook them until Christmas Day. That's a great idea. That's what I was planning on doing with the green bean casserole. I was planning on prepping it because it's not from a can. The green bean casserole is not from a can of cream of mushroom soup. I don't like to use cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken soups. I like to make stuff from scratch. But this gives you the instructions here. I can show you the recipe here. Gives you the instructions on how to make the cream of in the dish. So we'll be sauteing the onions and the mushrooms. And actually, are there onions in this? No, there are no onions in this, except for the onions, the French's onions on top. But I've made this before, and I've made it several times before, and it's stellar. It's so good. It's restaurant quality, like not your average green bean casserole with you pour in frozen green beans and can of cream of mushroom soup, and no. This is stellar. I love this stuff. So, anybody have any questions? I know, John, you like mushrooms. You like the funky kind of mushrooms. Caleb is an awesome kid. He is an awesome kid. He loves to cook, loves to bake. He did a fantastic job with this Chex Mix. My favorite pieces are the cashews. Anybody want to send cashews? I love cashews. Just kidding. And the Chex. They're so good. Move that over there. So, hey Lola Granola. Tammy, I have limited space in my fridge, so I use my cooling racks in the fridge to stack the dishes of whatever food dishes are waiting to be cooked. That's a fantastic idea. I always hate that because most, like if your casserole pans, most of them don't have lids unless you're lucky enough to get one. But none of mine do. Yes, Tammy, I meant the psychedelic kind of mushrooms. I am only kidding about that. But stacking them with the cooling racks is an excellent idea because if you don't have a lid for your casserole, or it's got this nice, beautiful lid, you can't stack anything. But putting plastic over it and then putting a cooling rack on top, you can stack all kinds of stuff in there. I'm going to have to do that this year. Definitely have to do that. Yeah, Jules, definitely. We're going to go with the KISS method this year. Keep it simple, silly. We'll go with that. Let's see. I know Brad's got lots of things that he said. Thank you for putting those links up, honey. Well, I think that's it. You guys are not as chatty, but that's okay. Oh my word. Well, I hope this video helps you guys. Excuse me, Chex Mix. To plan your stress-free holidays this year. That's it. I'm gonna go and get this going and get stuff started. I've got to make my grocery list. That's one thing I have yet to do. So I make sure that we have enough of everything. Caleb actually just used the last of the Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, whatever, however you want to say it, for the Chex Mix. So we are completely out. And excuse me. So that's it. I hope you guys have a blessed